I'm the Morpheus of the spiritual realm, and I'm here to break you out of the matrix, the oasis, whatever you want to call it. I love the Bible, actually. I read every single religion, and I'm trying to like integrate them all in my own way and learning
Mm,
from all of them. Kind of like, I'm seeing God almost like a Rubik's Cube at a certain point, right? All these different
yeah.
colors and like,
Yep.
so it's cool. It's like a mosaic.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. You're very open-minded, which is very cool.
I've heard that before.
You're very chill. You're very chill and you're super open. You're very good at listening.
Thank you. I'm actually a positive psychologist, so that's probably why.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay. That's
I've
pretty
been
cool.
studying the science of happiness like my whole life, so that's kind of been
Oh, that's
my
cool.
obsession. The flow state has been my obsession, like helping people get into the zone.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's
Tapped
actually really
in.
cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool. Uh, yeah, that's actually super cool. Good for you, man.
You said that like 4 times, by the way, Vale. But yeah.
And no, it's actually so cool because like a few years ago I struggled a lot, like personally with myself,
Yeah.
and I never got help ever. I
Mm,
just like kind of told myself to figure it out. And
yeah.
apparently I did, but yeah,
Mm. Self-attack to
definitely.
self-love. That's the
Yep.
journey.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't like self-love. I don't know. Like I was definitely not in a very good spot
Hmm.
and was definitely harming myself. But my mom found out and I was very embarrassed and ashamed of what I had done.
Yeah.
So then I told myself that if like I should be happy and happy with who I am for my family and for like other people. And I was telling
Mm.
myself that I was like being selfish. So, because I do
Mm.
have a very good life.
You sorted, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah.
you gotta be grateful about that stuff. Yeah, honestly. I think gratitude is like the scientific word for happiness. If you were ever to do like the research, gratitude is like
Yeah.
another way of saying happy. So
Yeah.
the more you can
Yeah.
focus on what's good, it's like it starts to change the ripple effect. I am the simulation code breaker, and I'm here to help you bend your reality at your will. This is the return of the man. Return of the Makara, return of the man. Okay? Uncle Makara, all relations. Today we're talking about a topic that really breaks the internet. Everybody has an ideology. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody has their own labels and how they want something to be or something to appear. They want some leverage, some power in this world. And yet, the majority of people are searching for that power externally because they feel powerless, they feel disempowered. So, as Juggernaut July has been wrapping up, today's the last day. I want you to really purge out anything that does not belong. Yesterday I purged, today I'm going to purge again. Okay, I'm going to release everything that does not belong from my internal world. There are certain ideas and preconceptions that are still keeping me within a specific limited paradigm, whereas I'm a limitless creator, and so are you. You are divine intelligence, taking art. Life wants to be you, but it wants to be the greatest you. The key here is to not understand some ideology. Black pill, okay? Blue pill, red pill. These are still dogmas. These aren't pills, these are domains. These are spaces of consciousness. These are communication echo chambers where you get the same regurgitated information cycling back in a similar loop, reminding you that that is who I am, that is who I need to be, that is what the world is. I've seen the truth for what it is. Okay? Not even understanding your own wounding or your own hurt. But to classify yourself feels safer than having no identity at all. And that scares you. The idea of emptiness, the idea of formlessness scares you. But we must face the unknown by bringing back the connection to our hearts. From up here, a mental functioner, towards a heart-mind coherence functioner. Then being able to sense the gratitude around you, increasing the amount of love that you experience. And yet you've been putting off a lot of the things that you say you're going to do. I don't need to hear you say them, I need to see you do them. It's fine to talk your talk, but you gotta walk your walk now. Because abundance is all about, you can give yourself the freedom to do what you need to do what you prefer to do, and you have the power of that choice. Because there's plenty, there's enough available. It's not the shrinking mentality that a lot of you guys have. One negative thought and it downward spirals into all other stuff that you've repressed. Stop it right before it's about to drop. Right before you're about to drop in your state of consciousness, you bring it back to that pure awareness again. There's a reason every single guru will tell you to look inwards and come back to yourself, because consciousness is being pushed out from the internal, as within, so without. So we use an intention, we use a mantra, we use a visualization, we use something that shifts us from this internal world to perceive it externally. So how do you choose to perceive the world? Because I can give you 2 pills to choose from. But it's about taking the middle path, the God pill, the God chakra. What if God was a Rubik's Cube? Think about it. Every single person had a different filter, a different color through which they were seeing it, not knowing they're connected to the whole cube of perception. And what if it was something felt, something visceral in the here and now? Because if you understand the concept of spiritual energy, chi, prana, lush, life giving itself life, you understand that felt visceral sense of love can easily flip into a fear if we're not careful. If we're not careful of our discernment, if we're not careful of what we're allowing in our lives, what we're tolerating in our lives. It comes back to your standards, your boundaries, but also understanding you are boundless. Am I really these outer edges of my body, or does my body just stop where I see it? Or is there so much more going on underneath the surface? Perhaps entities that I cannot see, perhaps other ultraviolet energies that are beyond the spectrum of our vision. Perhaps there's different sound waves and frequencies blasting through every corner of the room. There's radio channels all around you, and of course you're going to get all these random thoughts if you have these radio streams around you. You got to learn to silence the mind. You can bring your attention to any part of your body. Try it right now. Try it looking at your thumb, and then bring the energy of your thumb to your pinky, and then weave it together, right? So from thumb to pinky, just okay? Some of us were like, whoa, I haven't even looked at my hands in a long time. Like, that was there? The little mole, right? We are so in our own heads that we're creating a filtered reality through our imagination, not a felt sense of being alive, being right here, being right now. I might be experiencing stress, but God is the substrate. I might be experiencing challenges, but those challenges are nothing for a glitch in this hologram. In fact, they're just appetizers. Move them away for the main course, that is this spiritual war that we're all tuned into, that we're all fighting internally. You see, on this journey, it started out being about me, coaching with Zoom, all about my own reality, how I was serving people, what I was doing. And eventually, as I started to mature in my character avatar in this video game, I started to notice it's not about me. It's about something greater than me. It's about leaving a legacy. It's about creating a concept that transcends the concept of me. And this is how Primal Sutra was born, because primal, that primordial, every man or woman knows there is this energy that is pre-conscious before they're even born. What is eternally forever, that's that divine masculine. If you can tap into that divine masculine, men and ladies, I'm talking to both of you, if you can stay in that stillness, that container, you'll understand the power of that. And yet, you'll also understand the Shakti, the movement, the change. Change is the constant. So if you are resisting transforming or changing, you are resisting the feminine. So it's no wonder you've been the same guy over and over and over and over and over again, because you've been resisting the very nature, the very fabric of humanity that is a feminine quality, a yin, yielding, receptive quality, a nurturing quality. Now, I'm not saying go overboard. What I am saying is just be aware on this journey, because there's a lot of ways that evil distorts the truth. They distort the divinity and the truth and the grace to suit their own needs and agendas. So let's take the example of, Nazi Germany, where they took the swastika symbol, a symbol of union amongst the people, a symbol of unity in marriage, and used it and flipped it on its side. It became a symbolic ideology they chose because if you live in the mentality of non-attachment, this is what Himmler said. He was justifying the behavior that he was doing, right? And this is what Slavoj Žižek talked about, right, quite recently. And a lot of Hindus got very offended by the comments. He said that, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along the lines of, because you believe in non-attachment and being able to detach from a situation, you can get away with doing these really horrible things because you are not those things. You are eternal. So it's like a kind of spiritual bypassing. You guys see that? Like, it's not even about the scriptures, it's not even about what the whole idea of it was, but he called it one of the most disgusting books, guys, without even looking into it or analyzing it. Okay? And this is the kind of ignorance that we actually need to challenge on this planet. Okay? Because who are we to just randomly discount some scripture, right? From so many years ago. Who are we to rewrite history? Well, who are you not? This is the most important time of the planet right now. Another example, the symbol of the Ganda Baranda, right? Being taken to mean some kind of an imperial symbol of the Roman Empire, whereas it has many of its roots in the idea of inner power. And that inner power is the actual royalty. That's the actual throne. That's the actual kingdom of heaven. But you can take a symbol, like that symbol means a lot to Ryan G, for instance, and he's connected to that energy. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of symbols. Now let's be symbolic. Let's be symbolizers, right? Let's stand for something and nothing at the same time. This is the journey of life. This is the mystery of it. We must remain in the unknown and let it unfold as it should, but also carve the path in front of us, which is the character that we take along. So what stays, guys, right? Your environment will go, people you know will go, but what remains and what stays? What remains immortal? What stands the test of time? It's that primal, man. It's that Primal Sutra. The divine origin, whatever that was to you. That moment where your consciousness flickered like a candle and you were awake, crying. It's so intense, right? Overwhelming. You came into this world of colors, noises, sounds, perceptions. This illusion that you were fed. But now you know this illusion was alive. Sure, it's a hologram, but we can control the hologram through our thinking. Our thinking mind changes society. Our hive mind changes society. So the love, the peace, the care that we all talk about, it can start with something just as simple as saying thank you. And yet nowadays, everybody just expects someone to thank them. No, this is not a game of expectations, my friends. This is a game of respect, admiration, excitement, joy. This is not where we find strategies to disconnect from source. That's not what we're doing around here. We're understanding all the different flavors of the cuisine, this giant landing strip, this buffet that I'm excited about, actually. And I'm excited about knowing. Not that I'm there to cherry pick, but I'm there to embrace all aspects of people's different perspectives. And when I remain open, I remain holy. Because then the divine can really speak to me. When I'm not so stubborn or, trying to create my own reality in my own mind and just segregating it from others. When I understand the infinity, I understand that there's different worlds and different dimensions, and it's exciting, man. You gotta find your excitement in this video game again. I know it feels like it's been against you, but now it's time to understand that all that was against you was actually for you. You needed that enemy within to fight the battle of doing your shadow work. You got shown relationships where they had to mirror your shadows so that you could heal. You guys get that? Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this transmission today, because I've been really getting into very, very altered states of mind and practicing holding my sense of awareness, where I just start to receive more of this information and I just speak it. And then it doesn't become this whole editing process. Of course, I can give it to editors, they can chop it up. However, It's so important to just simply, effortlessly peer over the edge of our own experiences and start creating again. And that creation starts from understanding the infinity within. That's the God pill. When you take the God pill, you understand that the Buddha also held that Holy Spirit within him and was an ascended master just like Jesus was, right? It's not about the hierarchies of who's a better God than the other, right? This is not Ragnarok or whatever, okay? This is not some kind of a fighting, like, Tekken movie, okay, where the gods have to fight each other. Oh, there was stories of combat and chaos and all this stuff, but hey, we gotta make this thing exciting for ourselves, man. You really think these people weren't just self-amusing? A lot of these, story writers? Maybe there were hidden morals, there were maybe loopholes they were using to talk about certain topics, whatever it was, right? But you don't think that entertainment, which is the greatest, one of the biggest industries that we have, you don't think that it was all just for the play of it, the fun of it? Because when you can play with something, understand this is the divine feminine code, is play, okay? But really start to understand, when you can play with something, you change it. It is more malleable. It is like Play-Doh in your hands. That is how you bend and shift realities, is through that essence. And that's what we come to discover on our path work. And we have a mystery school where I teach this stuff, but also I channel every week, so you can get those transmissions from actual flow state deities, right, that we're connected with on this path working. As well as we have a podcast. So today we have a podcast as well. So tune into that. I hope it's going to be amazing for you guys. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward spiral.